Yo, 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 ladies and gentlemen. This is my favorite senator. This is actually my homeboy. I'm from Louisiana. Senator John Kennedy is from Louisiana. And this man is off the chain. But here is a brief conversation that Senator Kennedy is having on Fox News with Sean Hannity, talking about the shutdown. Check it out.
Well, I mean, they say they never use the word Nazi. We prove otherwise. Then you've got, they want to offer everything for free. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the Senate hold a vote last week about funding the military and a vote today to keep SNAP benefits around for 42 million Americans, and the Democrats voted no?
Yes. And I listened to your monologue, Sean, with all of these different characters. I thought to myself, even duct tape can't fix stupid. I don't know Miss Wallace. I watched her a little bit. I remember when she worked for President Bush. I suppose she's not as bad as some members of the liberal media, but that's faint praise. That's like it's like being the smartest person on The View. I'm going to give Ms. Wallace the benefit of the doubt and assume that she said what she said right after her morning beer. The Democrats have accused the President Trump of everything except abandoning his children to wolves. They daily call him a racist and a Nazi. The Democrats are angry. They're angry for two reasons. They're angry because President Trump won the election. The American people spoke. My Democratic colleagues need to just drink a big old glass of get over it and let's move on. They're mad, number two, they're mad that the American people are mad about the shutdown. It was so needless. I voted 13 times to open government back up. The Democrats have voted 13 times to keep it shut down. They don't want to pay food stamps. They don't want to pay the military. They want to use this as leverage to gain more money to spend. Senator Schumer, my colleague, eagerly, greedily wanted to become the face of the shutdown. I was looking at a poll today of what the American people think of Senator Schumer. It was an Economist YouGov poll, which is very left of center. The American people, in the American people's opinion, Senator Schumer he's a wet match in a dark cave. He polls right up there with clubbing baby seals. He's got a 30% approval rating, a 60% disapproval rating, and 10% of folks polled just didn't want to pause their video games to answer. It's not working. The American people may not read Aristotle every day, but they get it. This is not a policy shutdown. This is a political shutdown. And I keep waiting for my Democratic colleagues to come to their senses.
So there's a group called Welcome. They consulted hundreds of thousands of voters. They did this over 6 months. And what they found is 70% of voters think the Democratic Party's out of touch, that they're prioritizing LGBTQAI plus over and the rights of criminals over law and order and safety and security and secure borders. They voted against the largest tax cut in history. They voted against cutting taxes on tips and overtime and Social Security. They think it's, democracy in action to pay more money for gasoline, which is the lifeblood of our economy. They're on the wrong side of every issue, but these are 80, 20, 90, 10 issues. There's been no reflection, introspection, or course correction. So I don't see them changing. And now if you look at the front runners for president, you got Buttigieg, Kamala, Gavin, AOC. Is that the future of this party now?
What? Run that back again?
You got Buttigieg, Kamala, Gavin, AOC. Is that the future of this party now?
Lord have mercy. What a group of idiots.
Well, I don't think they have a future. until they stand up to the loon wing of their party. The loon wing, though, the socialist wing, is in control. They're about to elect Mr. Mondani mayor of New York. And this group, we remember them from the Biden days when they had influence with President Biden. They hyperventilate if you use the wrong pronoun. They think Abraham Lincoln and George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and Dr. Zeus and Mr. Potato Head are a bunch of racists. They think children ought to be able to change genders at recess. The American people don't think that. And many Democrats don't. I want to be fair. But the loon wing does, and they're in control.
Well, I mean, who are the ones except for John Fetterman speaking out?
None. There you go. Because they're scared. They're not scared of Senator Schumer. They're scared of Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. And sooner or later, well, I don't know what's going to happen, Sean, but as a Republican, this is probably good for Republicans, but I think it's bad for the country. I believe in competition, and I think New York is the greatest city in the world, and I don't want to see it ruined. But sometimes
it was the greatest city in the world.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to let God take care of it, because if you take care of it, you'll end up in jail. I mean, there's some things you just can't change.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear that? That was Senator John Kennedy, and this shutdown is a mess. It's a mess, and don't be fooled, people. It's not the Republicans. It's not MAGA. And by the way, Republicans and MAGA, that's two different things. Some of these Republicans are a joke because they let a lot of stuff slide that these evil Democrats are doing. Senator John Kennedy is not one of them. His office is down in Baton Rouge. I'm going to make an appointment to go down there and see him and shake his hand and see what I can do for whatever we need to do to get this thing rolling. President Trump is working his ass off. He's over in Malaysia and in Asia now cutting deals. And from what I can see, is he's done over $1 trillion something deals. I'll add that up and make a video on that a little bit later on and tell you about that. But ladies and gentlemen, the United States of America is rolling. And if you think for 1 minute that President Trump had anything to do with that shutdown, you have lost your mind. Either you don't have one. President Trump is too busy getting things done. Why would he stop his own momentum? Why would he stop all the work that he's doing? But ladies and gentlemen, it's always the Democrats that's trying to make President Trump look bad, and they don't care about you or anybody else. They'll do whatever they got to do it. And so now the babies and these single mothers with kids won't be able to get their SNAP benefit. But you know what? Scratch that. Because I got a Father in heaven that already knew this was coming, and he already sent the right man, President Donald J. Trump. And I believe that President Trump is going to pull a rabbit out of the hat, and he's going to use the tariffs. And I think he's going to get all the bills paid, and the Democrats are going to look like the doo-doo that they are. Democrats are toast. They are done. There's only a few people running around here that talking about F the president and all that because they just haven't gotten the right information. And we're going to pray for you, and we're going to keep making videos, and hopefully you'll see the light. But anyway, I'm your host, Big Al, UncleCoon, and we just dropped another one. Peace. Can't touch this.
Chill. That gal on the mic, UncleCoon in the house. Drop the knowledge, stay the truth, no room for doubt. From the debates to celebs, we cover it all. Tune in, hit subscribe, you don't wanna miss the call. real. Now UncleCoon, bringing the heat. Every episode's fire, can't be beat. Hit that like, share the vibe. Join the fam, come along for the ride. Politics, pop culture, and everything between. Big Al's got the scoop, you know what I mean? From Harris to Trump, we break it down. Common sense talk, the best show around. Real. Al UncleCoon, bringing the heat. Every episode's fire, can't be beat. Hit that like, share the vibe. Join the fam, come along for the ride. Cash App, show some love, support the grind. Big Al's on the rise, one of a kind. UncleCoon podcast, the place to be for real talk, real folks, and real TV. Real. Al UncleCoon, bringing the heat. Every episode's fire, can't be beat. Hit that like, share the vibe. Join the fam, come along for the ride.